Now that you have your idea for your freelance business, the next step is to test it out. And I would suggest testing it out for 6 months. So what this means is, whatever job you're doing right now, stick with it. But in your spare time, try and take on 1 or 2 projects in this field for 6 months and see if it can become sustainable. So what you're going to do is you're going to advertise online or in person, whatever your network is, and try and find 2 clients, just 2 clients, charge them a modest price and work on that. And then when that is done, do the next project and see if you are able to have enough clients to sustain it for 6 months, and to see how much they're willing to pay you, and if you're able to manage the work. So during this period, you're going to be testing out a few things. Number one, you're going to test if there's a demand in the market. Are people actually looking for someone with your freelance skill? And one of the ways that you'll know there's a demand in the market is if you have to say no to people. So for example, you are working on 2 projects and 3 or 4 other people contact you asking you if you can work with them as well. Then this means that people are really looking for someone in this field. This is a field where there is a lot of demand for freelance work. So that's a good thing. The second thing you want to look at during this test period is how much people are willing to pay, right? Because you want this to be a profitable business for you. You don't want to get paid peanuts. And really, the online freelance world, there's a lot of people who are willing to work for next to nothing. They're willing to work for much less than you are. So why would people hire you over them? Well, the quality of the work needs to stand out. You need to have a reputation of doing better work than the cheaper people, so that the companies that want quality work, they'll be willing to pay extra for it, right? So you're going to have to experiment with prices. You're going to have to see what price people are willing to pay, how much they're willing to pay, and what's the limit to that. And from there, you can decide on the prices for your actual business. The third thing you're going to want to experiment with in this 6 months is what kind of projects you can take on. So for example, when I first started freelancing, I did experiment with translation. I did translation work for 3 months and I did not enjoy it. So when I actually launched the business, I did not include translation services in the business. So this trial period of experimentation gives you a chance to see what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, what's going to work, what's not going to work, and this can help you to decide what you're actually going to do. So really, during this period, you're going to figure out, can I do this work? Is there a demand for it? What are people willing to pay for it? What do I want to do in this field? What are the limits of what I want to do in this field? What kind of people do I want to work with? Also, you can use this period to start building your first portfolio. So whoever you work for in this period, you can write them down as clients you have worked for in the past, get reviews from them, get testimonials from them, get referrals from them. So this becomes the basis of your business. So when you launch it, you're not launching it as someone inexperienced, but as someone who already has experience in this field. So during this time, you might not have a website, you might not have a public display of the fact that you're a freelancer, but privately, you'll contact a few people, you'll get a few projects, you'll get started, and this will become the platform on which you will build the business once it launches. So again, remember, you're looking for about 4 things during this trial period. Can I do this work? What am I willing to do in this field? How much can I get paid? And finally, is there a demand for it? And if all of these things check out, you now have found a field worth going into, and you can now set up your freelance business.